everyone, Enrique here. So this is my first, but I want to do a reaction video and a breakdown of the latest trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, give my thoughts on the matter, give what I saw, what characters are in it, what's the story probably going to be about, and how it could all fall down, how can all unraveled. Well, unravel in the mean of how is the story going to put the pieces back together, or how is it going to all be displayed. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my reaction to the trailer that I did. If But of course I have to keep in mind, if this is taken down by YouTube, or if YouTube tells me I cannot post this, and you'll probably see my reaction to it. But if not, then you're probably going to enjoy my reaction of the video, so I hope you enjoy. Okay.
What is happening to me?
Oh,
Did you
Scorpion.
miss me, Spidey? I'm losing my mind.
Oh, ugh.
I am totally
Damn.
I gotta
Oof.
fix whatever this is right now.
What is happening to
Final
Peter?
semester MIT.
Dad, who do you think is actually watching these?
Maybe someone.
Okay, well, bye, someone.
You don't know. Whoa! What happened to his...
Dr. Banner, you found a way to suppress mutating DNA, right?
If you see me with this stuff, run.
Seriously, Bruce? Seriously?
Could you get rid of the bad aspects but keep the good?
How would you decide what parts of nature are good or bad?
Ooh!
Well, sorry
Oopsie.
about that.
You're not one of my students, are you?
You wish.
It appears we're faced with a threat we can't control. One we can't even see.
Who is that?
You're the only one who's
Whoa!
immune to
Hey,
it.
Frank!
You're the only one who can sense
Who
it.
is that?
And what do you think they're looking for?
What?
Oh, see, you stumbled across my board. I'm not one of those weirdos, I swear.
He's a little weird. I'm MJ.
You two don't know each other?
You wish. Oh, I mean,
Yo,
once.
Spider-Man, you okay? Did you get rid of that monster inside
Oh
you?
no.
Think I might go see how MJ's doing.
Oh no.
You're not gonna get away with this.
But he might.
Uh-oh.
I didn't know you could get that big.
Yup!
But you're in danger. You just have to trust me.
Fine.
This whole thing can get really scary.
Who the hell is that?
Hey,
Who the hell are you?
Frank,
The
please.
Punisher.
I don't have anywhere else to go.
By the people who love you,
Just gonna let him go by himself?
love you
the
because
hand
you're
is
you.
back.
If you're gonna do something, you better do
I better do something.
Never forget that. No matter how powerful you
Cool.
become.
I miss you, mate.
Whoa. Brand new day.
Huh. All right, just give me a sec. Give me a sec.
What's he doing?
I'm not in high school anymore. Oh. Did you stretch? Do you a big stretcher? It's so good for you. You ready?
Nice. Okay, that was fun, right? So the trailer starts off by watching Spider-Man evolving its powers, in fact, actually almost unleashing it on Scorpion, once again played by Michael Mando. It was such a great happiness that I felt seeing Michael Mando playing this character that he played almost 10 years ago in Homecoming. So to see him finally fulfilling his role as the villain Scorpion was pretty charming. But of course, he's getting ragdoll around like Hulk to Loki, so it's ridiculous. But it shows us that the story is going to be Spider-Man learning about his new abilities, getting organic webs, and consulting Banner about his condition, how his mutation is starting to evolve, which is something that we haven't actually seen in Spider-Man movies, past ones at least. We saw him in cartoons, but we never saw him in live action versions. But of course, on top of all of that, and the fact that he has to live in a world where nobody remembers him, not even Ned Leeds, and the love of his life, MJ Watson, now he has to deal with a new set of villains. There was a guy in this trailer that said that there was a threat that they couldn't see, which is going to be alluded to Sadie Sink's character, which I'm going to get into in a moment. But needless to say, whoever is doing this is manipulating people's minds, except for Spider-Man, and he now has to deal with that, dealing with a whole new type of villains like the Hand, Scorpion, Tarantula, Boomerang, possibly Tombstone, and now an enraged and even savage Hulk going after him. So he has to deal with his powers, he has to deal with this new threat, and figure out what to do with all of it. So that's its breaking down on Spidey, and we have to see in theaters in July 31 what is going to end up all with. So a couple things that I mentioned, of course. I mentioned this is a breakdown. It's good to see that there's still continuity from the past Spider-Man stories. It's good to see that Peter is still keeping an eye on Ned and MJ. After all, they are the two most important people in his life. That now they cannot remember him, but is still trying everything in his power to save them and to make sure that they're okay. It's good to see Mark Ruffalo back as Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. Although in this case, he's not playing the smart Hulk, he's playing the original Incredible Hulk. And it's something that we always wanted to see. Spider-Man versus a Hulk, and how is it all going to fall down? And now that this character, this unknown character, is controlling the Hulk, it's gonna spell trouble for Spider-Man. And there's rumors that he might end up turning gray, because one of the things about the Hulk is that he also can turn from green and also gray. There are other versions of the Hulk that Bruce can turn into whenever there's something happens mentally, but it's still a very difficult task. And it's ironic. We see Disney, Sony, and Universal working in one film. It's crazy, right? It's good to see Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, back. Actually, this is the first time that John Burntham plays the character in a movie. But more important than that, it's the first time we saw the Punisher in an actual movie since, say, Punisher Warzone. Keep in mind, the Punisher is not a big character that we saw in theaters. He appeared in the 2004 movie played by Thomas Jane, and as I mentioned, the one Punisher Warzone played by the late Ray Stevenson. But this is the first time we saw the character in a movie. So it's good to see John Bernthal back. It's good to see him. You're gonna see my thoughts and mindsets about the Punisher and who plays it in my Punisher One Last Kill review, so you can check it out. So let's talk about this new thread, which is the focal point of this entire trailer. It is alluded that it's Sadie Sink's character doing all of this. We don't see any other villains, only Scorpion and the Hand, of course. The Hand, by the way, I should mention, are an organization of ninjas bent on rule domination. We saw those in the Marvel Netflix series, in Daredevil and Iron Fist and the Defenders. There were a group of ninjas controlling the world, but now they have been reduced to a level of, higher goons. We see them in action in this trailer, leading to some great action between Peter and the Hand, so I'm looking forward to that. But back to Sadie Sink's character. It has been alluded that she's playing a character related to the X-Men. In this case, is being rumored that she's going to play Jean Grey. Now, Jean Grey is an extraordinary telepath and telekinetic, so we know that she has amazing powers to the point that the Phoenix control her. But the question is, why is she the villain in this case? Unless it's more of a diversion. We don't see the character, we don't see her face. We only see her in cloak and shadows, controlling people's minds, almost like alluding, like, please stay out of my business. And this is something that we need to address, because everything in the trailer is alluding that she's going to be the main villain. But we know that looks are deceiving. We know that Jean Grey is not evil, not even controlled by the Phoenix, only manipulated. But we know that she's fighting for human and mutant rights. But in this case, we see that this version of Jean Grey doesn't have that. If that turns out to be the case, we can also allude into the fact that maybe, just maybe, she can also be a victim to someone else's schemes. I mean, Who knows if the hand is actually manipulating things? And there's other illusions that there might be another secret villain hidden in this movie. Now, we know about the villains that are going to appear: Tarantula, Boomerang, Tombstone, Scorpion, who we just saw, the hand. But everybody is alluding to maybe, just maybe, being the guy who is in this trailer. That character's name is Bill Metzger, who is played by Trammell Tillman. This man, in the comics, of course, has been alluded to be a human extremist, to be someone who despises mutant kind. That the trailers, this guy is actually being friendly to Spider-Man because they need someone on their side, not realizing, or Spider-Man not realizing then maybe this guy might be the bad guy manipulating the events, or at the very least, being the one who's doing the most wrongs. And the character says things if she turns out to be Jean Grey trying to stop him. Now, what does all mean to? Well, we get the appearance of Zendaya as MJ. She's seen in a new light. She's seen having a relationship with another guy. Alluded that that might be Paul from the comics, a guy that everybody hates. I mean, everybody. When this guy debuted it in Sal Wells' Spider-Man, everybody could not wait to criticize, chastise, and even put all their the bad and terrible thoughts into this character simply for existing and for putting a wall between Mary Jane and Spider-Man. It's ridiculous. But that's not the point. I mean, it's just to show MJ having a different light. And now that Peter sees that she's in danger again, now Peter has to rely on the Punisher to protect her. So, yeah, it's getting complicated for Peter. Now, let's talk about Peter's powers. It has been alluded that Peter's powers are evolving when time comes by. And now we see him getting whole new abilities like the organic webs. This is something that we only saw in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and they only do so because they did it in a forgotten script by James Cameron. Not a forgotten script, in a script that James Cameron pivoted in the 90s for Spider-Man to have organic webs, only for that idea to be taken by Sam Raimi. And they only do so for practice sake, because Spider-Man creating his own web would have been a whole new thing, or they wanted to simplify the character. Hard to say. But it was one of the things that they put into that character all those years ago. But now with Spider-Man's powers evolving, now that they could allude that yes, Peter might get organic web that is going to be a little bit better. But of course, we know that it's not that simple. That for Peter, being, having his powers evolve could also mean two disastrous things. Keep in mind, Spider-Man turned out to be a man spider in the comics, and even in cartoons. His mutation could get out of control to the point that he could become a spider monster. Hell, I remember that one of the actors who plays Carl in The Walking Dead, I can't remember his name, he did a fan favorite or a fan film called The Spider. And it was an alternative take on Spider-Man's story in which Peter gets bitten by a radioactive spider, gains the powers, but slowly but surely, instead of becoming Spider-Man, he becomes a monster. And it was pretty disturbing to say the least. But it was an interpretation that many people saw and could happen in this story and in this movie in particular. So we have to wait and see. And you know what? I just realized the story that you probably don't know is based on. It could also be part of the comic book Spider-Man the Other, which was one of the few comic books that I first saw when I was a kid. I remember this one being in particular be extremely adult, but at the same time developing the character of Peter to new levels. And by the time he was in this comic, he was an Avenger. Can you believe that? Peter Parker as an Avenger alongside Captain America and Iron Man. He was also joined by Wolverine, Luke Cage, and Spider Woman. And of course, Sentry, which is a character that we saw in the movies. But yeah, this was the one that I remember watching. and it could be a reference to that in Brand New Day. Also, before I finish this off, it's also important to mention that in the first trailer, Keith Davis did the voiceover for the final scenes of the trailer. He started talking about rebirth, and it's been alluded that he might be the secret villain from this movie, that he might be a scientist looking to channel to control the genetic powers inside every single person who has superpowers. And maybe, just maybe, he might end up getting this mysterious character that said he sinks his plane and use her for his own means. And one of the things that I should mention that has been alluded that maybe Keith Davis could be playing the Jackal, and that's something that I could see happen, but we have to wait and see. And honestly, it could be also a diversion. But anyway, that's my reaction, my breakdown, and all the thoughts on the trailer. I still think it's good. I'm excited for the movie. But what do you guys think? Are you excited as I am, or are you being cautiously, are you being cautious given the fact that, we got so many villains in two movies that it resulted in disaster? But I'm still holding out hope that they could do it a lot better than in those films. But what do you guys think? Also, if there anything that I missed from the trailer, let me know in the comment section because I could miss a lot of things. They've been showing a lot. But until then, I've been Enrique and I'll wish you all a happy day and I'll see you next time. Peace.